So I've been playing Pokemon Champions for 5 hours, and I have some takes. There's a lot that changed since the assumptions everyone made and what actually happens in-game. And some of it I really like, and quite some of it I have very big questions about. So I'm gonna head back into game to show you specific things as well, of course, but the first thing that has to be said is a lot of mons that were shown in ads, and even shown in gameplay in ads, aren't in the game. So for example, like Dondozo, which was part of the very first ad, and shown later as well, is straight up just not legal right now. Personally, I love that. I despise Dondozo. Big fan. Ursaluna, for example, was also shown in the ads and so forth. Also not part of the first regulation. I think that that's a very good thing though, because while some of these mons are cool, like I personally like Ursaluna Hisui, for example, it would have also been way too centralizing. Like, we also don't have the Mega Salamence, Mega Metagross, a lot of the Megas people were super afraid of instantly dominating, just aren't there, because that way the format is going to feel more fresh when they are added. Right now we are in a lower power format. We will get to that. Hold on. Don't wait. We will get to that. But theoretically, we could be in a lower power format, and then afterwards they could add like the Metagross and the Salamence. Cool, new, fresh thing, get to play. Then they might add the Dondozo and the Ursaluna. Cool, fresh, and so forth. So I do like that it's a smaller Dex, and everyone who was testing on Showdown before, sorry, you wasted like a lot of time, really. But it could have been fun, maybe you saw some interactions anyway. At least that format looks nothing like this one. However, quite some mons have also lost more moves than expected. And again, I actually like it. A good example is Archaludon. Archaludon lost Body Press. And Archaludon is like the centerpiece of Rain. And I think in this format, Rain would have been, and it currently is still super strong, but like way more broken. Because so much stuff is neutered that if Arch also got Body Press, oh my god, like I think Rain would have been like the only thing you get to play, except for one thing we will talk about. I will get to it, don't you worry. Now, beyond mons losing moves, which I think overall is fine, we've also lost a lot of items. And this I will show you in game right now. This is where I have issues. If you go to the shop, which is where you buy the items, right? And then you go into Frontier Shop, Held Items, you notice, okay, Silk Scarf, whatever, you scroll a little bit, it's the type boosting moves, then you get some berries, then you get the specific type, reduction berries, and then that's the end of the list. And you may think, huh? Where's Choice Specs? Where's Choice Band? Where's Live Orb? Where's Assault Vest? Where's Covert Cloak? Where's Clear Amulet? And the answer is nowhere. They're not in the game. While I appreciate some of these things, for example, I think since the game is closed Team Sheet, Covert Cloak and Safety Goggles would be super toxic, like if you've ever played a global challenge tournament and you click Fake Out into something and suddenly it still moves, really annoying. You try to use Amoonguss and half the time you're just gambling on whether or not your opponent still has safety goggles. Stuff like that in a best of one closed team sheet environment is kind of annoying. But a lot of these other items are like crucial parts of adding depth to the game. And so you could use the argument that it would be cool if those are added later on so you can have like freshness to a format, kind of like with the new mons. I think it's kind of pushing it. I think it would have been cool to be able to play with more items. I mean, I also get like the argument that this would make the game more easy to understand for someone who just started, and maybe that's their like way of doing it. This is not like a major complaint for me, but it is something to keep in mind. Like, there is almost no items, but genuinely, like I'm straight up in my team, I'm having trouble finding an item for Sinistcha. Like, I'm looking at all these items, I'm like, this is... the meme of this is worthless. I don't have a Sinistcha item. Like, I'm currently running Mental Herb just in case someone has Taunt to stop Rage Powder, but like, I don't know. I might genuinely put Miracle Seed on my Sinistcha. So, kind of lack of items, okay. Another thing I notice is that there's not enough VP. If you play this game... I've been playing for 5 hours now. While you may think, oh, you still have a lot of VP. Sure, but I've also only built 1.5 team. And if you grab a team, even fully from home... Oh, this is actually, before I get to that, really important. Transfers from home are free. That is, like, also super good. I thought we would maybe have to, like, spend VP to transfer mons in. That is not the case. We can just transfer as many, and EVs are also transferred over. So genuinely, you could make your mon in Scarlet and Violet and transfer it, and boom, you have a done mon. So that's great. But despite me transferring over mons with a lot of good moves already, I still spent like 8,000 VP on other like slight move changes and an item or two or something like I don't remember. But despite my team being 70% ready, I still spent a ton of VP to make just one team. You hope that maybe you get enough VP back. And that's not really true. There's some missions you get VP from, and there's some, you know, ranking up. I ranked up to Ultra Ball pretty fast. I'll do Master Ball actually after this video goes live. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to watch the live stream. Also be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. But so I'll do the Master Ball push, but even going to Ultra Ball, you just don't get that much VP. If one win lets you change one move, I don't think you have enough VP to be like building team after team after team after team. And if you don't have home mons, which is what the goal would be for people who want to play, you know, this for the first time, if this is their entry into VGC, God, you have to recruit and you have to EV them from 0 and move from 0. I think VP costs are pretty high, and I think the way to get VP right now is pretty limited. So be very careful with your VP, for sure, for sure. You will see I also wasted VP on super cool clothing for my character. That was like a meme on the stream. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a dumb decision, but I want my character to be cool as hell. So yeah, she looks super dope, but that was a waste of VP, whatever. Finally though, and this is the final issue, and this is the biggest issue, and this is what makes me... This is what I've been ranking with. Floette. Floette pisses me off. Floette is completely broken. I cannot put into words how broken this is. I will put some parts of the stream here. I don't know how I can put it into words. Look at that! That's a neutral hit! That's a neutral Moonblast, and it just one-shot that thing. If this kills Incin, I'm calling bullshit. Oh my god! +1 Floette one-shots Incin. Floette, after one Calm Mind, one-shots almost the entire game. Just deleting entire full health Pokemon neutrally. This mon is obscene. I'm currently, again, I hit my Ultra Ball pretty fast, just Floette balance. Just fake out parting shot, hee hee ha ha, Calm Mind, Moonblast, GG. It is insane. And the worst part about it is that you only get it with ZA, seemingly. Maybe I'm misinformed, maybe half of Twitter is misinformed, but you get the Floette tides and the Floette by completing Legends ZA. So the whole thing of, oh, Champions is going to be a great way to not be tied to any other games. You know, you no longer need to finish Sword and Shield and buy a DLC and finish a DLC to have Calyrex Shadow. Floette is Calyrex Shadow. Floette is genuinely Calyrex Shadow, and you have to still buy another game and finish that game, and that game isn't even remotely close to the game you're currently playing. Because at least if you play Sword and Shield, you were playing like actual Pokemon, you know, like the normal turn-based 4 moves type of stuff. ZA is nothing like that. I have ZA. I didn't finish it. I didn't find it that enjoyable. I had fun the first day, but afterwards I was like, But whatever, like even if I did enjoy it, the fact that you have to finish ZA to get, I will say, the most broken Pokemon in Champions is asinine. It is genuinely insane. This mon is not okay. I'm making the joke of like it's Calyrex. It is Calyrex. Whether I click Nasty Plot Astral Barrage or Calm Mind Moonblast or Calm Mind Dazzling Gleam Helping Hand, it feels almost like the same damage calculation. Actually, you know, I remember playing Reg I and clicking one nasty plot and knowing this Astral Barrage is nuking this Miraidon. And now I click one Calm Mind and I know this Moonblast is nuking this Incin. I watched a +1 Moonblast neutrally one-hit KO an Incin. What? What do you mean? And it might be because, again, it's only been 5 hours. Maybe people figure out counterplay. But right now, whenever I face someone who's not playing Floette, I feel like, cool. Sorry, buddy. Again, we're still in low ranked, but it feels obscene. This Mon feels... Okay, again, it might be like a Xerneas thing where people, you know, start playing a bunch of poisons and steals to try and desperately play around Floette, but Christ, Floette is so broken. So, this is the team I'm playing. It's just, you know, Floette, Incineroar, Sinistra with a Scarf Basculegion, because that means you can play the first 4 as like a balance mode, kind of like Regage Volcarona, or Raging Bolt with Scarf Urshifu or something like that. And then the 2 Rains, because you can play like a Rain team as well. You know, you can bling Basque Arch, Peli, Incin, or Basque Arch, Peli, Sinistra, or something like that. I'm not sure if it's optimal, you know. I just put 2 core ideas together that I thought would work together, and so far it has been. Ultra Ball, I'm sure, won't be very impressive tomorrow. but for now, I felt it went pretty fast, and yeah, it's broken. I don't know what to say. Floette clicking Calm Mind is just obscene. Absolutely obscene. Even if it wasn't that good, but like the fact that it's logged behind another game, I communicated that this would be an issue like weeks ago, and it turns out to be an issue, yes. And especially if it then turns out to also be an insanely strong Pokemon. So I will now be going live on Twitch, so be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be covering a lot of champions. I'm going to make team guides. I'm going to do everything. Just subscribe, stick around. I'll be going live so you can try and check out my climb to Master Ball. Hopefully that works out today still. Ciao.